10 years after his last visit to the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev was back to tell the story of the enormous progress his nation has made since. Over the past decade, Azerbaijan has, at times, been the fastest growing economy in the world, with GDP more than trebling. Poverty has fallen from 49% to 5.3%. More than 3,000 schools have been built, and Azerbaijan is now a donor nation. But what has not improved in that time is the situation in Nagorno-Karabakh and surrounding territories, still occupied by Armenia despite resolutions by the United Nations, the European Parliament, and the very body that occupies this hall, the Council of Europe.
Armenian-Azerbaijan conflict is a conflict which puts under danger the whole region. United Nations Security Council, the highest international body of the world, adopted 4 resolutions demanding unconditional and immediate withdrawal of Armenian occupational forces from occupied territories. Unfortunately, these resolutions are not implemented. And this is again the policy of double standards, because we see sometimes that resolutions of United Nations are being implemented within hours. And in our case, it's more than 20 years.
Azerbaijan is attempting to confront those double standards head-on. PACE delegate and Azerbaijan MP Elkan Suleimanov tabled a motion before the summer session that would suspend Armenia's PACE voting rights for violating Azerbaijan's territorial integrity, just as Russia lost its voting rights for violating Ukraine's territorial integrity in Crimea. But despite being signed by 58 MPs from 14 nations, the motion was discarded for procedural reasons.
We have a motion which has been tabled by Mr. Suleimanov from Azerbaijan in order to take sanctions against Armenia. But, this motion has not been tabled according to the rules because he hasn't challenged the credentials.
The man behind the motion rejects this reason, saying there is a broader agenda against Azerbaijan. The Council of Europe Secretary-General, Wojciech Sawicki, the PACE leadership and the President of the Parliamentary Assembly are opposing this motion, filed by 58 MPs from 14 countries, and are blocking it by any means. Although we followed all the procedures and respected all the rules, the Secretary-General Sawicki openly told me during our meeting yesterday that I had to redraft my motion because it is simply impossible to impose sanctions against Armenia. Back in the main chamber, the President fielded questions from the floor, and he didn't hide from his well-known critics. Irish MP Michael McNamara asked about political prisoners in Azerbaijan.
First of all, I'd like to say that there are no political prisoners in Azerbaijan. All what you said is based on false information, either on your biased approach to our country. It's not for the first time you are trying to insult Azerbaijan, but without any visible success.
Aliyev's visit coincides with Azerbaijan's chairmanship of the Committee of Ministers of the Council of Europe. Earlier in the week, the Azerbaijani foreign minister outlined the priorities during the coming months.
The key priority of our chairmanship will have been chosen in the field of course, human rights, democracy and rule of law. Combating corruption will constitute one of our priority tasks. As a country having made considerable strides at the national level, we intend to contribute to the efforts of the organization in this area.
He said an important next step will be a high-level conference in Baku this summer, held with the Group of States Against Corruption and the International Anti-Corruption Academy. Azerbaijan hopes the legacy of its chairmanship will be both positive leadership and a decline in double standards.